These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy. Happy day after the Super Bowl.
Dun dun. Yes, I was falling asleep at that Super Bowl.
Uh,
But yes, happy days. Happy days.
we got a good solid 7 months of people not complaining about having to see Taylor Swift at a football game. So
Could you imagine if you had a drinking game of take a shot for as many times they show Taylor Swift on TV?
which wasn't a whole lot.
Um,
Really, it wasn't. The first time she appeared was late in the second quarter. And then
But
it was
then
a
it-
handful of times after that. But
I still think you'd go through a fifth.
no, you wouldn't.
Oh, you would
Good
have
God.
too.
No, you wouldn't have.
You would have. They showed her
Anyways.
three. They showed her 3 times before the game even started.
Well, that doesn't count.
I completely understand. I'm just saying, if you did the whole
Did you-
broadcast, you'd be plastered.
She also played the game. I don't know if you saw that. There's a clip of her seeing her and I think it was Blake Lively next to her that was playing with her. They showed her on the Jumbotron on the internal,
Yeah.
and she saw it and they took a shot. So, again, she's not asking for it. Everybody shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying she is. My wife
I'm
is
not saying you.
My wife is the huge Swiftie.
I don't care if you're a Swift fan or not. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a person at a game. No one complained when Eminem was shown 42 times at a Lions game.
That's different
Why?
because it's Eminem.
Because he has a penis?
No, I do think it's different though. It's just I can
Why
come
is
up
it
with
different?
I can come up with a couple of reasons, but I think it's different because
Are you trying not to get us canceled?
yeah. Let's just leave it to that. Anyway, how was your week?
Fantastic.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did some mudding and taping and drywalling and
Yeah.
got some. I did some social media blitzkrieging. So lots of posts out there. I am getting an echo from somewhere.
I'm
I'm
not hearing
hearing
it.
myself.
Well, I hear every time you move your microphone.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself, which is weird. I'm not sure why.
Hold on. So I have something that says echo cancellation on my.
Yeah,
board.
maybe mine got turned off.
Well, it says it's off, and when I hold the mouse over it, it says it can't be changed while recording.
Let me look at my stuff. Sorry, everybody. Oh, yeah.
For once, Josh doesn't want to listen to double himself.
I never do. I hate my voice. All right. Well, anyways, I'll deal with that. Sorry if everybody else is getting an echo.
I can tell you I'm not getting an echo, so you're fine.
Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. I'm gonna guess if you're not, then no one else is. So, but if you are, the recorded stream, we shouldn't have it at all because we can remove it on the back end. So there. Yeah, it was good. We had our. God, it's driving me nuts. It's loud enough that I can. It's like when the people call into the radio and they still have the radio on in the background. Like it's that clear to my headphones. Yeah, it's really a struggle right now.
Can you pause the recording?
No, we'd have to. No, because there's not a pause. It's just a stop, and then we'd have to. It would be a whole separate. Anyways, not a big deal. I can deal with it. We had our Super Bowl pre-order, which I mean, we ended up with like 8 orders. It was like $800. I mean, they were all large orders. We cut it really, really close on a brisket. And I was hoping I would have extra. So we always sold, it was like 8 pounds of brisket or whatever. I got a 19-pound brisket thinking, sweet. I'll have 8.5 pounds to good to go. I'll have some left over. Awesome. get into trimming that thing, and there's like 1.5 inch thick fat cap on the back. I was like, "Ugh." So I think we had 0.1 ounces over the weight we needed by the time we were done and cooked.
So no scrumptious leftovers.
No, not really. But I had plenty of pork left over. I did extra pork. Been trying to give my dogs less kibble, a little bit more real food. So
Yes.
they enjoyed some carrots and pulled pork.
My wife has been making her own dog food.
I saw that. She's doing a lot of raw, right?
Yeah. There's everything in here. There's mussels. Which mussels are cheap in case you want to ever buy them at the store. They're actually pretty cheap.
All right.
They got gizzards. They got beef burger. She basically grinds everything into a log and then puts it in the oven just to kind of solidify it, and then portions it out and throws it in the freezer. We take it out a day ahead of time. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, you were talking about Super Bowl orders. So my link has been alive for like 2 weeks. Now, granted, I didn't really promote it too well, so that's my fault. I got my first order because I did not cut them off like a good responsible businessman would have done at 3:45 Saturday afternoon.
I thought you were going to say yesterday.
I'm getting there, Josh. Okay, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So one order, 3:45. It was for a rack of ribs, a half pound of brisket, and 6 pieces of cornbread.
Oh shit!
Now, mind you, I didn't have any of that stock available. So after the coffee shop on Saturday, I took a trip to Meijer, grabbed a rack of ribs, an 8-pound brisket flat, and I did have cornbread.
Yeah, how'd your food cost look on that order?
Not good, but not
Yeah.
good. So we went to. So come Sunday morning, I get 3 phone calls from people wanting to order food.
Of course.
And then I get to the cafe because I had to pick up a container, and the owners are there. They're like, "Yeah, we've had like no less than a dozen phone calls of people wondering what food you had today." So I think the cafe posted like what to do this weekend, and they posted me there yesterday from like 12 to 2 because that was my pickup date was 12 to 2. So people thought that I was there. So I probably could have made a killing, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking for burnt ends lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it went good. We Chris came down because we had his house as one of our 2 pickup locations. Most of the food went with him. 5 out of our 8 orders were all up in Nuevo, which was good. But yeah, he came down. We portioned everything out. We did everything in half pans. Just because it was easier to keep warm and store in Cambros versus styrofoam. The only problem is all we had was half pans. So, I mean, there was a couple people that had a half pound of meat in a half pan, which is not proportionally a little weird. But we combined as much stuff as we could when we thought of it.
Yeah.
But once the pan's dirty, it's like, well, it's a dirty pan now, so might as well just foil it and call it good.
I did the one order I had, like I said, was a rack of ribs and a half pound of brisket. I cut the rack of ribs up, put it in one side of the half pan, and I had a small, like rectangular Weber, like mini pan. I put the half pound of brisket in that, wrap that, put a little juice in there, wrap that in foil, and then wrap the whole thing in foil. That was pretty ingenious. Use whatever you can find.
Yeah. Yeah, rib tips were good.
Yeah.
We might run them this year. I don't know.
I had a lot of people asking for them when I did them.
Yeah, and like, I mean, buying the ribs with the tips on them, the full spares, is the same price. You're paying the same price per rack.
Yeah.
So if you can make a little additional money on a rack of ribs, then it's just a little bit extra labor and some rub really.
Yeah, because after cooking, each little strip or whatever you call it
Hmm.
seems to be like almost a pound.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Give
I
or
was
take.
figuring for math-ish. So,
I mean, some are
yeah, I'm
bigger
not.
than others, but
So yeah, we did. The thought was we would do a pound per order.
yeah.
Yeah, a pound. Yeah, so it was a. We did an order was a pound. I think we sold six rib tip orders, so we had to do 6 racks of ribs because we had four four racks ordered, whatever. And yeah, it was just a little under 6 pounds that we had. So,
Yeah. Okay.
but we didn't really advertise that. We just did an order was $8. So we
Yeah.
were kind of winging it afterwards. But yeah, I think we could continue going with it and just see how it goes.
Okay.
We cooked them pretty much just like our ribs.
Yep.
So we rubbed them and put them on flat, and then put all the hunks into a pan and covered it
Yep.
with a little bit of butter.
I steamed the shit out of it.
Yep. And then after a little while, I went back and put some brown sugar on them and some sauce, tossed them like we would kind of wings, and then put them back on just to let things set. And
Yep.
yeah, they were sticky, they were good, but yeah, God, I just hate doing them. I don't like crunchy things and things that are supposed to be meat.
Yeah.
I don't get why people like them, but if you like them,
Because they can
we'll probably have 'em.
they can come out tender, but they can also they can come out like jerky, like almost
Yeah.
like that type of consistency with a chew is a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's a pretty fine line. But yeah, I got about halfway through our delivery window. Everybody was pretty early. I think our last pickups were at about 2:45, and our window was 1 to 3. So Chris and I both had one in the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Um, which I fully expected. It is what it is.
Yeah. For sure.
But it was nice playing with the online ordering, and I had sent out. You probably saw my post of, would you like to order online and pick up at the trailer for the summer?
Yeah.
Pretty overwhelming response. Some valid concerns in there.
Yeah, I saw that. I was reading through them.
Yep. And all stuff that we thought of, kind of. And it's one of those things we're just not going to know. Like, is it going to slow down window customers? I don't know. I hope not. But if we have 10 call-in orders that we're working on, and someone walks up without a line, yeah, it's going to probably slow that one order down a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the genius part of the online stuff is you get to mark when you start working on an order and when it's completed, and then it automatically sends a text message to that person.
Yeah. Should be easy.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we can hold off on an online order for a second, and then go back to it. So,
yep.
But again, I don't know until we know, and we're gonna roll it out, I think, and we're gonna do a see how it goes type of thing. So we probably won't do it our first week, just because we expect to be busier. And we got our own kinks and stuff to get through and figure out and make sure things are back in their right places, and just getting back into the swing of making food again. So, but yeah, probably second week or so we'll roll it out, and we won't have it for festivals. We won't have it for those kind of events, just because it would be too much chaos. Like a food truck Friday, there's no way we can let online ordering happen.
No.
I mean, it's when we already have a line of 50 people for 3 hours.
Would you ever consider using a kiosk, like the ordering kiosks?
I think we talked about this a little bit before.
The reason I asked, I went to the food hall a couple weeks ago. Only one company or one was utilizing a kiosk. Everybody else was, walk up, hand pay, stuff like that. But the Thai place was utilizing a kiosk, and I thought it was interesting looking.
I'm not opposed to it necessarily. I think what I said before is, a second trailer type of situation.
Yeah.
If we're going to have something more stationary, we can run it with one person type of thing. And you're still getting the customer interaction.
Yeah.
Because you still have to hand out food, and, you can have those interactions then. And maybe you have a wider window so they can see in and kind of what's going on. You can interact better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the concern is when you go more technology, you lose the atmosphere a little bit. So not a big deal for a place like McDonald's where there's not a lot of atmosphere anyways. Your interactions with the staff there isn't what you're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what some people brought up. It's like, well, I like seeing you guys. Okay, then still walk up. We're not getting rid of walk up ordering. It's
I like the comments you had about the people that were. I don't always plan that far ahead. don't give me an easier way to order because I don't plan that far ahead.
Yeah, and our biggest concern will be. I have comments. Sorry, I got a text message that says I have comments. It says you have comments. That's all the text says.
Oh,
I don't know what comments where. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyways, all right. Sorry, I helped my wife set up a website. Also, she started blogging. So I don't know if my phone number is attached to a notification there, and then she got a comment on a. It's only been live for like 3 days, so
probably.
But it doesn't help that we're running through. I got 3 different screens with our podcast on it, trying to YouTube comments. Thank you, Pam.
Oh, hi, Pam.
Pam's got our back. Oh, Bubba texted me. Thank you, Bubba. Pam says no echo in Florida. Well, that's good. I'll yell louder.
I will yell louder.
Bubba says, why offer pre-orders when your ticket time is less than 5 minutes? What is the purpose?
Bubba, that's a great question. Glad you asked.
It is a great question, and I have a wonderful answer for you. Because we can. For us, it's the lunch crowd. We get a lot of people that order for other people. So we have one person coming in with 10 or 15 people's orders frequently. And that does slow things down. So that's part of it. And then the other part is, we have people that drive by, see a line and won't stop because you get a line of 10 people and then that line is now 5 minutes. It's 15 minutes. So, or 20 minutes. And a lot of people just don't have that time to go. So, if we can make it any easier for people to be able to stop by and grab food, the better. Also, rainy days would help a lot. For them to be able to order online and just stop and quick pick up.
Okay. So let's go into that because I think that's the reason that you would really use it is rainy days. I mean, I understand you have the awning, but rainy days are easy for everybody. Okay, I can just drop by real quick, jump in, jump out, and be done.
Yep.
So, or jump out, jump in. Sorry. How do you hold whatever? Like, if you get that online order or whatever.
Yep.
Do you make it right then? And then if you do you just throw it in the warmer?
And that was also some comments on that post that I had too. And it came from our Midwest energy group, who that whole office comes out. And they're used to waiting 20 minutes, after their order because it's kind of like a food truck festival down there. And my answer was, you'll get a text when your order is in progress, and you'll get a text when your order is completed. I would start walking when your order is in progress. So from that office building to walk out to our trailer, if you get the text that says your order's being worked on, start walking then. My thought is that we will put the tickets in the order that they come in. So I think, and I'm still playing with the settings and stuff, but I think we can auto print tickets. In Square.
Mm-hmm.
When I did it here, the tickets did not print automatically. You actually had to go in and on the register, it pops up as there's a new order, and then you have to go manually print the ticket, which is fine too, either way. So whenever we get that ticket, we see the order come in, we will add it into the queue of regular customers. So if there was already 3 people that ordered, and and let's say he's in the middle of taking an order and an online order comes through onto the register. He can finish taking that order and then go down and hit the print button for that next ticket and then take the next order. So if there's 4 people in front of that online order, I'm going to make those 4 people first. Those other 4 orders that are at the window first.
Mm-hmm.
As far as hot holding, nope, not going to do it. And we'll make sure everybody knows that when your order is complete, it is sitting on a counter in a bag ready to go, just like you would for Uber Eats or whatever. It's there and ready. Come pick it up. And maybe we'll even do that. We'll have a table out there where we can set orders with a name on it, and they don't even have to come up to the window because they're paying online.
Yeah.
Do it like an Uber Eats type takeout section.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Here's your food. You don't even have to come up to the window at all. So, but I'm glad we're all having this conversation because it's a lot of those types of things. Like, how are we going to do it? How do they come up to the window, cut in front of everybody else, and then grab their food? That whole perception of everybody else in line. So trying to figure that stuff out. We'll get there, and there's going to be growing pains with it, but I think it's a worthwhile thing to explore. And for us, the other reason was when we're at bars and stuff. So we had talked about maybe doing pagers or that kind of thing. Because so often we have people walk out, order, pay, and then they leave right away and go back inside.
Yeah, I always have to yell at people, don't go far.
Yeah, so if we can prevent that where they get a text message saying your food is ready, that way we don't have to go searching for people. I like that. And we can do a QR to our online menu at every table in a bar easily and make it more accessible for them to order. Fran says on the Riverside app, I think you have to look at the type of service you want to provide from the customer's expectation. Agreed. And that's the other thing. We're not forcing people to online order. Our walk up to the window ordering will never change. I don't think it'll ever go away. At least not 100%. So if you don't want to order online, I don't care. We're just offering it as a convenience to some people that either that's what they prefer.
Yeah, it's not a necessity.
That's what they have time for. All we're trying to do is gain more customers. So if we can make it easier and more convenient for people to get to us, then that's what we'll do. But we're not going to get rid of the face-to-face interactions completely.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not my face, and God, who wants to see this? Which is why we have more podcast listeners than we have watchers. But we don't want to get rid of that. That's part of the joy of our customers coming to see us and chit-chatting about whatever's going on. We have a lot of them that we know personal life details, just because they've been coming to us for 5 years and we chit-chat, and we've been through cancer battles with some of them, and they're our friends. So
we've come to know everybody. The best part about the whole thing is just keeping it that type of experience versus just one and done.
Yep. Pam says you also lose the upsell option. Not entirely, because you can set it up to prompt for upsell items. Much like all the fast food kiosks do it now too. Would you like to add this on? So yes, Pam, we can have a pop-up that says you forgot the cornbread. And if I can pre-record your voice, Pam, maybe we can get that to add in there on the voice prompt. So. And then Justin Harris, also on YouTube. YouTube listeners this week are really making up for last week. Justin Harris, when we do bars, we drop laminated menus with a QR code to order online. If a patron walks up, we give them a table number and run it to them. Yep, I think it's a great idea. And that's kind of what we were thinking too. We'd mark the menus. If we had one on every table, we could mark the menus with a table number, and then in the comment section of their online order, they can put their location, or at least a description of what they're wearing. So that way we don't have to yell through the bar. That makes it a little bit easier. But thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. Wow, look at this conversation. Look at us. It's like we have a real podcast.
Wow. And we didn't need to talk about Taylor Swift. So we started, by the way, going back to the Super Bowl real quick.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
All you guys do is talk about sports.
Hold on. George Kittle, right, has the thinnest long blonde hair I've ever seen out of anybody, right? So we started calling him Trailer Swift.
I thought he looked more like a anemic Fabio.
Oh gosh. I thought Trailer Swift was better, but okay.
I like that one too. Yeah. They're both good. Shit, like how do we go now? You okay, Skippy? Well,
I'm muted.
Your throat.
I'm muted. I was coughing.
By the way, again, thank you for all our followers. It is nice to see we are nearly double digits on the YouTube feed right now, and a handful of participants on the Riverside app. It's good to see the growth. We had 0 YouTube listeners last week, which was super bizarre. I think that was the first time we've had that happen. But
and in all reality, it hurt Josh's feelings.
It did a little bit.
He might have shed a tear.
It did. I mean, my stepdaughter has like 170 followers on her YouTube channel, and I know.
How old is she?
She'll be 9 in another couple of weeks.
Oh, might as well hire her as our marketing rep, huh?
I know. It'd be a lot of Roblox videos and of the sort. So
that's where the people are. They don't care about food trucks.
That's where the people are.
So now
JT said he slept in, but chimed in later.
Thanks, JT.
Yeah.
Fran did say, any thought of having tickets that people can order from when they are in line? The answer to that is yes. You could easily put a QR code right on your side of your trailer or whatever and link it to your menu or link it to your online site. I don't know what the purpose of it is because we really wouldn't make their food until probably the people that are ahead of them are at least made. So they would end up, they would, instead of being in the service line, they would be in the waiting line. So I have to look into that a little bit more, but I don't know if that would work out.
And the other thing we want to make sure is that we're not creating more work. You know, we don't want this to end up being more work on whoever's taking orders. I had another thought there for a second, but I lost it. So here's the downside. You're going to lose cash sales. So your credit card transactions are going to go up the more people that order online, unless you allow them to pay when they get there, which I think defeats the purpose a little bit. And then, what was the other thing I was thinking? Inventory tracking. So the amount of meat we have left, the amount of mac and cheese we have left. So if you don't want to overuse this. So we put a QR code on the side of the trailer for people to be able to order online. All of a sudden, now we have 50 people ordering online. It gets hard to try to manage that. So Square makes it semi-easy to take things off of online availability, and still allows you to use it at the window. So it's maybe when we get down to our last pan of whatever is when we start taking stuff off for online ordering.
Yeah. The hardest part I've come to find out is how do you really realistically put your inventory in?
You don't,
because to have online, the tough part of having online ordering for us, like I could say I have, 100 burger patties and people can order burgers online, but I can't say that I have, like, because you have so many different things that you use one thing for. So I have a side of mac and cheese, but I also have a loaded mac and cheese. I have a mammoth mac and cheese, which is double the portion. So it's like, what? There's no way to put an accurate inventory, even if you did it by serving size. Like if I did 6 ounces,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible unless you, unless you somehow do like 6 ounces and then the mammoth is like 12, and you can somehow get those inventories out. But it's like you could sell every bigger portion and not one small portion, and you'd run out in like 5 minutes. So that's the tough part. The only thing I can think we can do inventory on would be ribs, probably. But the people that buy by the half rack and quarter rack, you'd be up a creek.
Yeah,
So,
and then you're adding more work for you because you have to
Yes.
go in and do that every morning.
yeah, and that's the tough part. I think going back to Callahan's was I like the idea. I go through 2 cases of ribs a weekend, so people like them, I guess. But I think what I'm going to do is just open the online store for like ribs and like by the pound, and start posting like every day, hey, to ensure that you get what you want, please pre-order. And I think that might go somewhat well, so I'm going to try it here in the next couple of weeks, but that's tough because it's like you have to go in, make sure. It was cool to get an order because I get to see what it actually looked like. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
We got a couple more comments. I want to get Justin's first, and then we'll hit you, Fran, on Riverside. Justin said you could have an online order hours set up, and I saw that in there. So if you're selling for 3 hours, only have online ordering available for the first 2. And I think that's a great idea, and that's a good way to kind of take care of that inventory problem. And for us, I think we're heavily going to be using it for lunches versus dinners, for the most part. But yeah, we're going to roll it out slowly, and we're definitely going to start with lunches and see how dinners go. Fran says, I think there's a different need for roadside and festival vending for ordering methods. I don't disagree.
True.
Yeah.
Well, so there is a different need, but there's also the same need. So it's like, okay, so you got roadside. If you happen to have a popular roadside day and you got 10 people waiting for you, it could be very similar to a festival day where you got 10 people waiting in line. Yeah. So yes, I can see that it can be, what's the saying? 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah.
But yes, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the only way we're going to know is by trying it and figuring out what works for us, and more importantly, what works for our customer base.
Yeah.
If it turns out and that we get feedback that everybody hates it, then we'll stop doing it.
Yep.
Really, I'm not going to sacrifice our current customer base to get a new customer base. So I want to grow our customer base, not sacrifice one for the other. So, like I said, we're going to head into it slowly. I have 3 weeks before our season kicks off. I think 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We're at 4 weeks now. And I am going to have to spend probably 2 weeks really building up the online website so it looks like a 3-year-old didn't do it. So, because that's what it feels like right now.
Nice.
We're also doing an overhaul on our main website as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy last few weeks for us before we open. But all good things coming. We're excited about the responses we've gotten, and more importantly, I'm really excited about the constructive feedback we got and the genuine concerns, because that means that we have customers that care about what we're doing, and
absolutely,
that means the world to us. So, yeah. Now I want to touch base on one thing real quick, and I'm sure you saw it. Post from, oh damn it, who was it? I think it was Darren. Maybe he was nominated for an award, best of whatever.
Oh yeah,
was it Darren?
I think so.
Yeah.
I remember his response to being nominated to awards.
Yeah. So apparently, in a lot of places outside of Grand Rapids, or maybe outside of Michigan, I don't know. These best of awards are pretty much buy in to win type of thing. You're essentially buying votes from the publisher of the award.
Yeah.
Thank God ours aren't set up that way. And if they were, I mean, no one would care about them because they're so tainted. But yeah, for at least for Michigan, the two that we've been nominated for and the one we won, there was no financial responsibility on our part to the publications. They were all fan-based vote. I think we ran a 1 week boosted post for both of those on a 3-month long voting window that said, "Hey, we're nominated. We'd appreciate your vote if you want to." But and that was it. So I think we spent $30 to boost a post for a week and called it good. So yeah, they were talking that they had packages of like $10,000.
Yeah.
To promote and gain votes, and I think that's just absurd. I don't know if anybody else has. Travis Clark, JT said it was Travis, not Warren.
Yeah.
Darren. Warren.
Yeah. Travis sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, JT, I know you've been nominated and won. I mean, I guess it doesn't work that way in the Indianapolis area because you said you didn't even know you were nominated for the one that you won this year. So, kudos to you, by the way. Good job. I guess my question to you, Skippy, is how much value do you put in those, and how much value do you think customers put into that kind of stuff?
Value. I mean, I'm a competitive guy, so value. I think it's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, if I definitely will ask people to vote for us. I think the first time we were nominated was our first full year, and I actually had a QR code board that I would take around with me. Hey, vote for us. Definitely did not work, and that's fine. It's okay. But I think it holds a smidgen of value if it's not like you said, where it's the bought and paid for kind of award.
Yeah.
But
even if it's not, I mean, so your customers don't know that you bought it.
No. Excuse me. I apologize.
That's
loud.
okay.
That was loud. That came out of nowhere.
And I got it on Echo too. So.
So the other thing is what do customers think? Not being able to see the number of votes that are cast in a lot of these awards, you really don't know. You don't know if it means anything or not. I mean, there could be in a town of 20,000, you could get 1,000 votes between however many food trucks are available. I think if we could see how many votes were actually cast, then we know it's important, or the importance of that contest or whatever it's called, best of thing.
Yep.
But until we see that, I don't think we can make a determination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin Harris, who has had a couple comments, also a new subscriber to our YouTube channel. So appreciate the subscribe. And for the rest of you listening that are not subscribed, hit that bell. Ring my bell.
Please, never again. Please. Please.
I do what I can to lose listeners.
Please. I think that's why we have such a good India following. They love horrible music.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it can help. I think you can get a little if you win, or even be enlisted in. So the current one that we are is over, but we have to wait until May 1st for results. So Grand Rapids Magazine, they do their best of the best every year, blah, blah, blah. And then the winners get an actual little write-up for their category in the May issue. I think it can give you, winners, and then there's an honorable mention for second place. So I think you can get a little bit of a bump in business, especially for people that haven't heard of you, from seeing it and that kind of stuff. So,
but do you know
there,
do you know this the subscription of this publication? Like as far as
how
is it
many?
something? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's so I found out when we were nominated that I thought it was cool that we were nominated, right? Like, hey, somebody really likes us and nominate us. Then I find out that they just went through the local directory and put every single food truck on there. So
ours are actual nominations. That was the first round of voting.
So yeah. I'm like, no wonder why I've got like 800 followers and somehow I get best food truck nomination. Anyway,
yes. So both of ours, they're both 2 rounds. So the first one's a nomination period, and the top 3 nominated whatevers get through to the finals. So
okay.
Justin Harris says first time, long time. So for the Bob and Tom fans out there,
yeah, first time, long time.
First time commenter, long time listener. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. Yeah. So that was a good talk. Good job.
Hopefully you win. Hopefully you win.
Yeah, we were up for best food truck, best mac and cheese, and best barbecue.
Your mac and cheese is fair.
Well, thanks, Skippy. I appreciate the support.
Barbecue's halfway decent too.
Glad I'm not cooking for you.
So I stopped yesterday at one of our local competitors that I haven't tried. It's somewhat in town, out of town barbecue place, and I first met this gentleman at an event last February, and this was the food truck rally that was more of a barbecue food truck rally because there were 3 barbecue trucks and then like 2 other ones. Somehow they just let us all in. Anyway, so I met him. He had just had open heart surgery, and this was his first time out. He was in a wheelchair or whatever, and he came up to look at the prices of our menu. And I know that because he told his son or somebody that was pushing him around, I just want to look at the prices of the menu. So that's my first interaction with him, because he didn't say hi, didn't say anything. Anyway, so I went and tried his food yesterday, and I got a brisket sandwich. I got some smoked wings and mac and cheese and coleslaw. I asked for sauce on the side for the sandwich. And of course, when I opened up the bun, the sauce was slathered all over the sandwich. Sauce was good. The brisket was shaved. Shaved
like deli slice.
Like I could hold it like this and wiggle it, and like the wind would take it. That's how thin it was. I don't know if it was reheated or not, or whatever the case is.
I would say almost to get it that thin, you have to cool it, slice it, and then
or they have a really good knife skill person, like just a really good. But
they should find themselves a better cook person,
right? They are using 2 small Southern Prides. I noticed that when he put a log in there, white smoke started billowing out of the smokestack. Anyway, so he's like, we just pulled some fresh wings off the smoker. Do you want to try them? I said, sure. He's like, they're jumbo wings. They're not the party wings. I said, okay, what's the price on them? He's like, 2 for $5. So 2 jumbo wings, $5.
Okay.
So needless to
Connected,
say,
right? So they weren't separated, right? So
correct.
That's the full wing. Okay.
Connected.
So you're getting 4 wings for $5. Not horrible.
True. They needed to go a lot longer. They were not raw, but you could not pull them apart, nor could you really bite through them.
That's why I don't like doing them full. You got to cut them. They cook a lot better when you separate them, in my opinion.
So the coleslaw was generic. The mac and cheese really got me. It didn't really have a lot of flavor other than just cheese. But it's that mac and cheese that he puts in, the deli container that you can see through everything.
Yeah.
I could not see one noodle. All I saw was like congealed cheese sauce.
So you had cheese soup with a couple of noodles?
It wasn't soup. It was thick. Like it was like they put a lot of flour in there or something. But I now know that I really don't have any worry about that that person. It was just interesting. It's just they're a roadside barbecue joint that they cook out of an old mobile home that they have turned into a roadside barbecue joint. And all the power to them. Keep doing your thing.
There's a lot of bad barbecue in Michigan, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's just, but it's the people that think that their bad barbecue is really good. And because they've been around forever, they've trained the public to think their bad barbecue is really good. I really don't know how they do it. Like I don't know how, and not them, but you have barbecue joints that, and of course if we go, we're probably snobs and think that if it's not ours, every barbecue joint is bad. And I don't. There are good things elsewhere. To me, it's different. Like it's just really different.
So let's go back 20, 25 years in Michigan. Where barbecue competitions, there was one, maybe two. Competition barbecue wasn't a thing really, not the way it is even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So the public didn't know, that stuff was good barbecue for Michigan. If you wanted barbecue, that's what you had available to you. Michigan barbecue wasn't a thing. Northern barbecue wasn't a thing. A lot has improved and changed in the last couple decades. There is better barbecue out there, but there is still a lot of bad barbecue because barbecue's become a trendy thing, So everybody wants to try to do it. So
you want to get into barbecue? You want to get into a
their
barbecue?
Friends and family love it.
You want to, yeah. So I can now say that when I first started barbecuing, that I served a lot of bad barbecue. Just starting out, I served ribs that I wouldn't serve to my dog. I have to cough again. There's also another barbecue food truck in my area that is setting up at a local breakfast diner. He's taking over Thursdays and Sundays, and he's doing all you can eat. Okay, all you can eat barbecue. So, but it's not all you can eat. It's all you can eat of what you pick. So you get 2 meats, 2 sides. Okay. $37.
What the fuck?
Hold on, I gotta pull up the menu because it's I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
I'll take ribs and brisket, and I will put that place out of business in a day.
There's absolutely zero. There's absolutely zero upcharge. Okay, so all you can eat meat. Sorry, it's two meats, 1 side. All you can eat meat for $37. So pulled pork, brisket, chicken quarters, bacon, and jerk chuck roast.
All right, honey, bring your big purse.
bring the IKEA bag.
Yeah,
and then his appetite or his sides are fries, smoked mac and cheese, onion blooms, which I assume are like the petals.
A blooming onion.
No, because it's only $4. It better not be a whole blooming onion for $4. I think it's the onion petals, like the pieces of a blooming onion, and cornbread. So all you can eat. $37. You want to go?
No. No, I don't.
So
none of that sounds good.
Then he has a la carte. So his per pound price, $14 for pork, $26 for brisket, $14 for chicken quarters, which each chicken quarter, if you're using the jumbos, are about a pound a piece. So you're starting $14 for a chicken quarter. $20 a pound for bacon, and $24 a pound for jerk chuck roast.
Okay. I understand what he's doing, and I would say the majority of people aren't going to go and get 4 pounds of meat. If he's smart, I'd say you do a quarter pound of the 2 meats each. And most people aren't going to eat more than that because they're going to be full by the time they eat their 2 meats at a side, I think. Most people. But they think they can eat more than they can. So he's probably doing okay on it. If I really put my mind to it, I could swallow a couple pounds of meat. You know, if you or I did it, I have customers that would sit there for hours.
See, here's the thing. So here's the thing. So I've had his brisket.
Okay.
Little chewy. So maybe he'll get the people
too tired. Too tired to eat more.
Yes. Anyway, so that's yeah.
All right, let's move on because we've been 50 minutes of a solid show and we got another 40 to go. And
I still haven't talked about my week yet.
I know. What the hell? Jeez. How was your week, Skippy? Let's do that next. We got you. Skippy, how was your Friday, Saturday?
Slow for some reason. So we went over the pre-orders. That was a hit.
Keep talking about your Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna go grab my water real quick.
Okay. Say hi to the kids.
Okay.
So we were there 4 to 8 on Friday and 3 to 7 on Saturday. Last weekend we had probably one of our best weekends so far. This weekend we're back to normal. It was a slower weekend, but ribs are still a hot seller. I do a case of ribs a weekend, or 2 cases of ribs a weekend, a case of ribs a day, and I sell out every time. And we were talking about pre-orders in the beginning of the episode. I'd love to hear how people inform their patrons about pre-orders. So I'll give you an example. So Saturday, I had a lady come in and buy 8 brisket plates and 2 racks of ribs. Like, that's a person that I would love to have pre-order. How do you tell them? I talked to one of our friends, JT, and he's like, he kind of makes a joke about it. Like, hey, what am I going to serve to everybody else? You can always pre-order, pre-order next time or whatever. And that's a great way to do it. You know, it kind of takes you're telling them, hey, thanks for buying us out, but we'd love to serve you and the rest of the customers. So,
and that's how we handle it. We just say, we really appreciate the order. If you're going to order in this quantity, just give us a heads up,
Yeah.
Let us know the day before if you know. And we can make sure we have enough food for everybody.
But do you put not limits on it, but do you put minimums on it? Like, if you're going to pre-order, please do X amount. Like, because
no.
I worry because you'll have somebody like pre-order, a half pound of brisket. I'm like,
and then I just ignore it.
So
I need a half pound of brisket for $11.15. I'm like,
get here,
come up to the truck.
Yeah, get here at $11.15.
Yeah, get here at $11.15. You'll be okay.
I love seeing regulars, people that have come every single day, families that have come every single day. We did have a good dine-in crowd. I showed up on Saturday, and the downtown area had a sip and shop, and the parking lot for the cafe was full. And I look inside the window and I see like 3 people. So they basically decided to use the parking lot as parking. We did have a couple stragglers come in and get something to go. But overall, I think we did about 38 covers in a weekend. It's okay.
You said at least when I talked to you Saturday, you said it was the slowest Friday you've had there.
It was the slowest. We did more on Saturday than we did Friday.
Okay. What was the weather like on Friday?
Warm, nice, like just the first real nice Friday. So I chalked it up to maybe they're out grilling, maybe they're doing yard work, maybe they're doing something that mom's cooking at home or dad's cooking at home or something like that, and that's fine. And I had a good long talk with JT, because for people who don't know, JT's been in the business for a little while, and he'll answer a phone call. Actually, he called me back, so I can't say that.
I answer every time you call me.
I know you do. It's ebb and flows. He's like, if you're ever going to open something, it's ebb and flows. It's like once you have nice days, then you'll see a pickup, like nice days in a row, and well, that's fine. So we that was our fun. That was our fun week. I think I was. Have you ever been in a bad mood and just nothing really helps your mood? That was my Saturday.
Every day.
Right. My Saturday, I was just in a funk. I wasn't myself. Not to mention the owner of the coffee cafe decided to, and I hope he's listening, decided to clean his panini press with a scraper.
Is that when you asked me about my panini press?
No. Clean his panini press with a scraper on high power, so smoke started filling area. So let's open both doors, the front door and the back door, and it's chilly on Saturday. And of course, opening the back door is right behind me when I'm trying to put food together, and it's just instantly cooling the food down. And that's not the barbecue smell that I really wanted people to partake in. Anyway, so other than that.
So your Friday leads me to, and I said the same thing, well, it's the first real nice day of the year. And that kind of leads us to a post that I had over the weekend and today again.
See the segues? I'm great at segues. Great job.
You're so good. So good, Skip. What was that?
That was I still had TikTok open on my phone when I powered my phone back on. That was Taylor Swift.
I lost my train of thought now.
Some segue about a post you did.
Yeah. Okay. So, as we all know, there's a million and a half things that affect our sales day to day. What's your top three, do you think? The top three things that affect sales, and don't just say weather.
No, I have an awning now, so I really can't say weather ever again.
Yes, you can.
True. So, all right. So weather can't be one of the three, or is that just a given?
Need more specific.
Okay. Torrential downpour. I can deal with sprinkling. Sprinkling's fine. People go out and sprinkling all the time, but like if it's downpouring, I personally think you're up a creek without a paddle. I think the dynamic between you and your helper, if there is one, I think if one of you are having a bad day, it's just going to lead to having a bad day. Unless you can talk through it, and that's fine. If you can talk through it, everything's good. But if somebody comes on the trunk and they're just in a pissed off mood and they don't know how to let it go, that I'm just saying it could lead to a bad day.
Okay.
And I think your own attitude can lead you to a bad day. If there's something you just can't get over. And I'm not going to talk about where you parked. I'm not going to talk about stuff like that. I mean, you could also, on the flip side, say 100-degree day is going to lead you to bad sales. But I mean,
so too hot, too cold.
See, I don't know if too cold does, because people are still driving. I think people expect food trucks to be relatively fast, and they can always order and get back in their car. So
see, I'm so opposite from you. I never expect to be served fast at a food truck. Like I expect a 10-minute wait time. even if I'm the only one there.
Yeah,
I
I think they expect it to be fast and fresh.
yeah.
And if they only knew, some people, if they only knew. But yeah, I think they expect it to be. Okay, so that's a different expectation between you and me.
Yeah.
Like if I go to a food truck, I hate waiting 5 minutes for something.
So you go to a truck that they're making burgers to order, and you expect to be in and out in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Are you ordering any sides like fries or anything?
No, if I just order a burger.
Just one burger?
Yeah.
I think a burger you can be done. Yeah.
I think fries can be done because it depending
how about a pizza?
So okay, great question. So yeah, I actually do to the point of depending on how many people are in line, right? So our pizza guy Tiki Sam's, we've had him on the podcast, boasts that he can do a pizza in 90 seconds. Wood-fired pizza in 90 seconds. If you're
there's room in there.
Yeah, if you're gonna boast that, because you're making what, an 8-10 inch pizza, 90 seconds. Like that should my longest time should be ordering the damn thing.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
by
pizza.
the time you're done scrounging around for your bills and your wallet or your card and going through the process, your pizza should be done.
Now I understand that it takes longer to make the pizza than it probably does cooking it, like to prep the pizza so he can grab it. But I think that's he can cook it in 90 seconds, but it takes 5 minutes for the pizza to be built.
Bubba says heat, location, and quality of food. So more specifically, I'm talking not overall sales, but the differences day to day. So like you had on Friday, it was the first nice day that we've had. So conversely, if we get to middle of July and August, where it's 100 degrees and we have a heat index of 115, that first day that we cool off, we're busier.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yep. So whenever we have like the spring where like it rains for a week or there's a chance of rain for a week, and we have a nice day, I don't expect us to be busier that day than the rest of that stretch of rain until we get a couple back to back. I assume.
But I think for you though, because you set up in different locations every week. So if you're set up in a prime location and it's raining, and then you go to your marathon station or something like that, and it's nice out, do you expect the same thing?
So yeah, and then is it weather or location? I don't know. So this is what we perceive to be, yeah.
But you're going to go to the MEC, right? And let's say if it's raining 2 weeks before, and you go to
it for there, it doesn't matter. We'll be busy no matter what the weather is.
Wiseman, you can use Wiseman as a
Wiseman's a good example. Any of the places that we set up regularly, we definitely notice that kind of pattern.
Yeah.
If it's the first nice day, I mean, because people are trying to take advantage. They're trying to get their lawns mowed. They're trying to get, their lard picked up from from the winter or the 5-gallon bucket of dog poop. 5-gallon bucket for my dogs, and I cleaned up before Christmas.
You're one of those guys that just covers it and throws it in the garbage, don't you? You just go out and get a brand new 5-gallon bucket every time.
Hell yeah, it's like $3. In the summer, because we have to do it more frequently, I'll put a garbage bag in it and then just take the garbage bag out. If you have, when we get to winter cleanup and it's a full 5-gallon bucket, you have to just pop a lid on it and throw it in the trash. And I have extra buckets now from the mud, so it's all good. Pam says Gizzy's, oh good lord, Gizzy's of Nutley Pizza has a 15-minute turnaround and they have awesome pizza. Yes, this is so Pam sent me a picture of the staff on this truck. There was a woman wearing a dress with cats riding pizza slices. She thought it would be a good idea for us for uniforms.
She's the neighborhood cat lady, isn't she?
Superstition wise, what are things you don't do on your truck?
Superstition wise.
So we have forbidden words on our truck.
So I'm going to use the words I hate / I don't like to do. I don't like to prep the meat before I get to an event, like slice it and stuff like that. I don't like to pre-do anything. Once it's done, throw it in the warmer, and then when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
And I don't know why. Could be just laziness, but anyway. I always take the same route to every spot, even though there's probably a better route, just because I know the turning. I can make every turn with the trailer.
Yeah.
But I know there's easier routes to go places.
We definitely have some locations where we pull into a parking lot like 3 driveways down from where we actually will be, just because the turning is easier. And we drive by office windows if we go in a different part of so we drive really slow through the parking lot so everybody gets a chance to see the food truck driving by.
See, at that point is when you need the smoker going so everybody can smell everything too.
A couple more from Justin. He says the calendar for him. The first 5 days of every month is usually really good for us. People budget month by month and have more disposable income. Not something I ever would have thought of, and probably something I will pay attention to this year to see if we are similar. And then he says, you can't say it's going to be really busy. 100%. We've had some.
That's a jinx. Yeah, that's a jinx.
Yeah, we can't say looks like a sellout or we're going to head home early. We've been flying through food, and Chris will text his wife, so it looks like we're heading home early or something like that. And then we don't have another order for an hour and a half and throw away a half pan of pork.
I like that. Yep. Sounds right.
I know it means nothing and it doesn't matter, but
it's a jinx.
It does.
Well, it is. It's a jinx.
It's kind of like saying 7 when you're at a craps table. You don't do it. All right. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Good job. I have 2 more things. Something I tried to ask you about last week that you wanted to push off to this week. And we will save that for, you don't even remember, do you?
I don't know why you do that to me.
So we start full-time again in 4 weeks. 4 weeks tomorrow. And the lentil season starts this week.
It does. Yeah.
We have an early Easter this year. So the good news is, for me, we've always struggled on Fridays during Lent. We're always have been slower. Bubba says, never check your sales first hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've always struggled with Lent.
Hold on. I'll squirrel moment off of what he just said. We did that Saturday because I thought we were busy. I have to go off again. And we did $650 an hour. And then it was like for the next 2 hours, it was like $200. So yeah, damn it, Bubba, you're right.
I think finally this last year I've gotten Chris to stop checking every 10 minutes. So there would be a point in our history where if we had a rush, every time he had a break in customers, he'd go in and check.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, back to Lent. So we have an early Easter this year. So for us, we only have 2 Fridays in the lentil season this year, which I'm super stoked about. But does anybody, and I think we've talked about this last year, but Lent specials, and does anybody try to compete with fish fries on Friday nights and or for lunches? Or do you even see a drop like we do?
So do you really see a drop, or is it all in your head?
It's not.
Because you were saying that you were at Wiseman and they were pretty slow to begin with.
But we've always been busy for lunch. So that's always a good lunch location for us. And I could pull you for the last 3 years, our Fridays and Lent, and I guarantee you they're all slower than the rest of the Fridays. Or even the rest of the lunches during that week. It's weird because, like last year, we started before Lent started, I think, because it was a super late Easter last year. I think, right? I think we were open before Lent last year.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe it was only a week, but yeah. So yeah, you get that and you see it, it's there, and then for the next 4 weeks, it's a slow Friday. And last year we tried. I mean, we did crab loaded mac and cheeses, which were okay. They were fun, and we sold a couple a day for people that said that they wouldn't have been there otherwise. But
you're Krabby Mac.
Krabby Mac, yep. So it wasn't worth it, really. But does anybody else try to cash in on Lent? Are you going to try to do anything for Lent?
No.
No.
Nope.
No fish things. Nope. Non-meat items that you're going to try to throw out.
I mean, nope. No. I don't experiment with those enough. So it's like I don't really want to.
Fish tacos?
Why? Why do I want to throw fish in my smoker?
It doesn't make things taste fishy.
No, I know.
Stay away from salmon, but yeah.
But
Justin Harris says shrimp Alfredo for him. But yeah, so we did tilapia, and we've done bluegill, and I think we've done a little bit of perch, depending on whatever we can get for the cheapest price at the time. But yeah, we just do it in a pan, and nothing drips, so nothing. There's no fish smell. All those are really mild fishes, so.
Sounds like you're sending an invoice.
It does. No, I'm not doing anything. Bubba says concentrate on Easter dinners. Good Friday is historically a horribly day for barbecue sales. Yeah.
True.
We're not open on Easter. It's one of the handful of days that we close. So.
Well, it's Easter Sunday, so I mean, yeah.
Normally we're open on Sundays.
Why not just do an Easter menu, or have ham? Do like a nice ham, mashed potatoes, something like that.
We did that one year. I think we were open on Easter one year.
Yeah.
And did ham and mashed potatoes and stuff, and it was okay, but nothing great.
Yeah.
Bubba's the king of prepackaged holiday meals. So.
We didn't even talk about that. I mean, I think we touched on it when he was on the podcast, but yeah. Either he's the marketing guy or he's got a marketing guy, gal. Probably.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some daughters.
That is your specialty. So,
yeah.
For whatever reason, it's nothing. It's never been something I've been strong at. I don't know why, but we've tried it a couple times, and it's never really pulled enough for me to want to pursue it further, I guess. I think our Super Bowl got screwed by the Lions this year, so I think we would have been busier if they hadn't been in the NFC Championship or would have made the Super Bowl. So,
I think if they would have been in the Super Bowl, we all would have been busier.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The state would have needed to truck in more food for all the Super Bowl parties that were happening. I was told, by the way, from somebody who attended the live viewing at Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Like the atmosphere, it's like it was 35,000 people, and the atmosphere was awesome. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't know if I'd ever do it, but it's cool.
One of our regular customers went. They were in the area already, or had planned on being in the area already for their daughter's cheer competition, so they bought tickets. It would have been cool to be at. But yeah, even if they would have lost a game earlier, I think our sales would have been better for the Super Bowl pre-order. And there was a lot of people emotionally scarred while we had ordering open. So it is what it is, and hope for better next year. But
so I got something. If I can take over for a second,
I suppose.
I know.
I'm not letting you out of this last question I have for you.
All right. We'll do that first. No, do that first. Go ahead. Do that first.
Last week I asked you when you were opening full time for the year.
Oh.
And you hemmed and hawed about it, and you said, "Oh, you're asking me next week." Like you had something else cooking.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that just yet.
Okay.
So right now, my first event with the food truck is Sunday. This Sunday.
Right, but that's a one-off, not a. I'm open full time.
Full time right now, I believe, is March 11th.
Okay.
I have a couple events that week.
All right.
So
Are you working, like actively working to fill your schedule?
no.
Why not?
A couple reasons.
Is it because of the other thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
I'm constant. I have a lot of irons and fires that. So with the big trailer, I'm trying to concentrate on bigger events. So I've applied for a few festivals that I'm waiting to hear back on.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. And I meant to send you something. There's a 2-day music festival in Grand Rapids. Was it the Upheaval Festival?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going? No. What, you don't do that, or too expensive? Or
No, we were hoping this year to be there. We ended up having something else booked that weekend.
Oh, okay.
I think a wedding or something, because their applications didn't even open until late January.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't keep waiting and turning down weddings when there's no guarantee that I would get into Upheaval, because there is a long list of trucks that are trying to get in.
Yeah.
That one's a very good one, and if you can get in, do it.
There's another one in the middle to end of August too. Same location.
That one's not as good.
I don't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but yeah, those two are both run by the same group. Upheaval is really, really good for food trucks, and I've heard the other one is terrible for food trucks.
Good to know.
So,
not like I would ever go, because that's way too fucking far. Excuse my language.
But yeah, Upheaval's a really solid food truck event from what I've heard. So,
well, with the caliber of bands that are there, it's yeah. So we have food truck rallies. We have there's an IBCA barbecue competition coming to Leslie, Michigan, which is about 15 minutes north. And I called the guy and asked if I could set up the food truck and vend, because they're a huge cidery and expecting a ton of people. So I'm going to do the competition and then vend at the same time. It's the one with half chickens, ribs, and brisket.
Cool.
I have a lot of months that are actually pretty packed, so it's more of just figuring out which. It's more of March and April are kind of open at the moment.
Okay.
So
all right,
we'll see how the. I hate to keep teasing people. We'll see how the other thing goes first. We've come to a little bit of an agreement on stuff, so it's just timelines.
All right, cool. Glad to hear it. I'm interested to see how this all unfolds for you, if it unfolds, and just kind of how this year works out. I know you had your goal was to beat me in sales this year, so I'm interested to see how your scheduling is going. So that's all. Right now, our calendar is pretty full. We had hoped to have something on Tuesday nights, a recurring Tuesday night location that didn't pan out. We ended up on Sundays there, so trying to fill Tuesday nights currently. So, but other than that, yeah, schedule's pretty good. Looking forward to this year. It should be a good year. I'm pretty excited about what we have on the calendar via new locations and catering stuff. And we should have a couple record breaking months this year. So
I'm hoping to as well.
Yeah, June should be our best month we've ever had.
Please stop scraping your desk.
Oh, it's my water glass. Sorry.
Oh, very loud, Mr. Echo.
Sorry, everybody. See that yes, I can't hear.
Yes, if this thing pans out, it would change our schedule pretty heavily. I can hear that. I can hear you just touching it. It's a good microphone. You're going to get us kicked off of YouTube. Okay. They're very political out there. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to talk about. So Tiki Sam, our local pizza guy, went to the local, it's called the Jackson Interfaith Shelter. And it's a shelter of all human beings. And cooked pizza for them out of the goodness of his heart. Wasn't paid, just went donated pizza and time and stuff like that. One of our barbecue friends in Indianapolis, friends or the association called like Friends of Fred, and they have various food truck rallies around the Indianapolis area. Anyway, so they went downtown Indy and just, again, weren't paid. They just fed the homeless. Anybody that wanted to come up and get food, it was free. Nice. What do you think about that? And would you ever just do it? Just to do it? Would you ever just do it?
Cook free food for homeless people?
Offer people that might not be able to afford our food, because barbecue typically is on the higher end of fare, the opportunity to just enjoy it and have a good meal. I thought about it a lot, and I would think I would love to do it. We actually have they call it a homeless village. So they've made temporary, like, it almost looks like a shed, to be honest with you, but they made out of abandoned land. They just did that. It's like, I don't know if I'd do it for recognition. I don't think I would even tell anybody. I would probably just go and just do it.
Yes, it is something that we would do. And Chris and I actually had plans. So our day before Thanksgiving gig with the Free Bear and Hot Wings show, we actually thought we made extra food. And our intention was, after we were done, we were going to make sandwiches and walk through downtown Grand Rapids handing out pork sandwiches. But then we ended up selling out. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we have interest in, and we would do. Last year, we kind of talked about doing like a day of service type of thing, something like that, where we go out and try to do some goodwill. Here's my thoughts, and you kind of touched it. I wouldn't post that we did it. You know, I wouldn't put it out into the world ahead of time. I wouldn't try to get likes out of the deal. I wouldn't try to get hits to websites off that. If you're going to do it to be a good human being, then do it to be a good human being. Recognition and social media follows and likes don't discredit that a lot and dirty it a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the people that say, if we get 1,000 new followers, we'll donate $1,000 to hurricane relief or whatever. If you're going to donate $1,000, just donate $1,000.
Yeah. You don't need to make something. You don't need to make a spectacle about it.
Yeah. Don't try to get something out of it.
You did turn your mic down.
I'm playing with some settings.
Okay.
Because it didn't used to be bad until we had issues last week with my voice. So I'm also not getting the echo anymore.
Oh, well, that's good.
So yay. Anyways, Justin Harris said he's thought about doing a pay what you want. I like that idea too.
Oh, I also love the idea of the donate a free meal. You know, if you buy one, you can donate one to somebody else. Yeah. The problem is I think you need a spot where somebody can go to, like a regular spot. Right. You'd like a brick and mortar. I don't think you can just do it for a food truck. I think it'd be pretty tough to do it for a food truck, because they have to be. I mean, I would assume they'd have to follow you unless they are just walking down the street and see you. I did see a new panhandler sign that I've never seen before. Most of the time they say I'm hungry, or, you know, we'll work for food kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This one says I'm drug-free, felony-free, and I have epilepsy. Will you help me pay my medical bill? With the Star of David on there. Is that a Jewish thing?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like an odd detail to throw out there, but okay.
It was right in the middle. It's like it drew my eyes right there. It's like, you are here.
It'd be one thing if it was like a swastika or something, but
well, you don't see the star. You don't see the Star of David everywhere.
That's too
Just
bad.
saying.
We should.
Just saying.
Yeah, Franz also said pay it forward. Pam says, what about going downtown if you've had a bad sales day? Turn the day into a positive by blessing homeless with your food. Better than throwing away food. Pam, I would love to do that, but you always take our leftover food. So I choose to feed the elderly, not the homeless.
Damn.
Love you, Pam. I'm glad you're having
That was dirty. Pam's going to be my number one fan here pretty soon.
No, that's a great idea, Pam. I like it.
It's hard to. The downside, though, is it's hard to do that because you're already done at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then you got to go find someplace. And I have found that homeless shelters and such, if you do decide to donate your food. So, because I got a comment on my Facebook page about why don't you just donate it? A lot of times they won't take pre-made food.
Yep.
Unless they've seen it made in front of them, because they don't want to be. They can't be responsible for making somebody sick. So, like if you made chicken and it wasn't to temperature or cross-contamination or whatever, that's the hardest part of what we do is if somebody takes it and doesn't hold it correctly or whatever, it can be a bad thing. So the why don't you donate food is a...
Yeah, there's definitely some health department issues there. I know some... Excuse me. There are a couple in Grand Rapids that will take food, and I know like Patty Manners has donated some food from time to time. So there's
I can tell you that
though.
If you take it to your local fire department, they will
yeah
definitely take care of that food for you.
So yeah, the couple in Grand Rapids is they will temp food as they take it in to make sure that it's at least at correct temperatures, and they will only do it from a certain few trucks that they have relationships with. So and it's a process, and I hate to be that guy, but they're long effing days, and to take for me to go downtown to drop off food is another hour to hour and a half of my day that I just don't have. I don't have mentally, physically in me to do another hour and a half.
Yeah, you already have the drive home and the breakdown. It's like
So Caleb has been taking quite a bit of food when we've had leftovers, and he will drop, just like pulling up to an intersection, he'll hand out a pan of food to the guy at the corner.
Good for him.
And I'm all for it, and I'm glad that he does it, and at least that's what he's telling us.
Have you noticed that he's gained any weight?
No, he's still skinny as hell. And I wouldn't care if he's taking it home and eating. I would much rather somebody eat it than they get thrown away. I don't, whether I'm making money on it or not. So in a belly is always better than on the floor
or garbage can.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I put that. I don't know where floor came from. We do have a lot of food on the floor from time to time if we're busy. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, we got 2 minutes left. We'll take what?
Pretty good episode.
We did all right. I think we we kind of hit something there. We did good. We did good. Good job.
That's a long one.
That was too much clapping. We'll take this opportunity for you guys. Please make sure that you subscribe and follow us on social media. Sweet Racks and Smoking Butts Barbecue, PB and J's Barbecue of Michigan. Find us there, and then the Monday morning food truck, Facebook and YouTube, which our streamers are already listening to us there. And then wherever you guys listen to podcasts, if you could go ahead and subscribe to those streams too. I know it's asking a lot, but we'd love to have it. If you have the extra, go ahead.
I was going to say, FYI, it doesn't take you more than like 30 seconds to share a page. So help us out by sharing it with food truck friends and non-food truck friends alike.
Yep. We hit number 144 in the US for food podcasts on Apple charts over the weekend. So love the momentum. Let's keep it going, guys.
We're number one in
all
India.
The love and support. Not in India. That was US. We are out of the India charts.
Damn.
Josh, please don't go green on pink wording on your post. Yeah, I know. We're working on it. We're taking this opportunity to play with some color combinations and text and fonts. So I'm working on it. Sorry, everybody. I know some of those are hard to read. Also, if you are feeling extra spry and have a TikTok account, go find Sweet Racks and Smoking Butts. Sweet Racks Smoking Butts is the handle on TikTok. Hopefully, we will be also streaming the show live there in the next week. And also, we will be doing, I just lost all of our stuff. We'll be doing live from the truck during service during the year on our TikTok too. So, those of you that are really bored and need some background noise, I'm not going to say it's entertaining, but I'm sure there's a laugh in there or two.
Woo!
That's all I have. Skippy, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Have a good week. I think we can do 8 o'clock again next week, everybody. Because I won't have kids here. So, yeah, 8 o'clock next week. You all have a good week. Skippy, have a good week. We'll see you guys all later. Thanks a lot for joining us.